Oh my God. Oh my God. Hey, have you seen my theater binoculars? You know, the tiny little binoculars, but they have a big stick attached to me, and I hold them up like this, and I'm like, oh, I'm watching the theater from up here. Anyway, I can't find it, and I'm going to the theater. I'm gonna go see Phantom of the Opera. See, they were gonna shut it down last week, but then tickets started booming, and now people are going back, and now they're like, hey, we're not going to shut this down right now, so I gotta go see it. I gotta see that man tear off half his face or something. I don't know. I've never seen Phantom of the Opera. Anyway, oh God, I'm just rambling. I guess it's all that theater cocaine I just did. Oh well. Watch news time. I can't find my glasses. My glasses.
It's news time. Delivering to you the news you didn't know about, the news you didn't care about, and the news you didn't know you cared about. With host, Chad White. Now, here's that host, Chad White.
Welcome back to News Time. I'm your host, Chad White, and this is the Broadway, but at home news that you didn't know about. Broadway was booming during the pandemic. Psych, I'm kidding. They had to shut things down. You know why? Because it was a friggin' pandemic. Halfway through, though, there were ways that you could have Broadway shows in your own home. They had free Zooms, they had paid Zooms, but now they started doing things like Broadway shows online. And I'm not talking about, over Zoom or anything. I'm talking about stuff like Hamilton. Reselling Hamilton on Disney Plus really helped that show and really helped Disney in the long run. But I wish it was in theaters. Same thing for things like great performances over on PBS, which has been long running for years and years. And I mean, it's really good that they have these. But there are now platforms like Broadway Online, I think that's what it's called, where you can watch things like Anything Goes or performances of Fiddler on the Roof in these great televised ways. And it's such a cool thing to be able to not afford to go to Los Angeles or Chicago or New York where these shows are being, or London where these shows are being mounted, and pay $20 to sit at home and watch the show. I mean, in fact, this isn't Broadway, but on the day before Thanksgiving, I watched the Power Hour from High and Mighty and John Gabris and Doughboys and Nicole Byer and Mono Agapian and Betsy Sidaro, and we were and just I paid the $15-20 to watch the show live, and it was great and it was fun, and they were in California and I was here at home. What I'm saying is that this is really helping Broadway in the long run, because not everybody's going to be able to go to New York and go on Broadway and go to Richard Rodgers Theater and sit down and watch the Hugh Jackman do The Music Man, which I think is good for everybody. I mean, yeah, it's like listening to an audiobook. Did you really read the book? No, but you did experience the story and you got everything. You just didn't do it the traditional way. And doing stuff online because of the pandemic really helped Broadway in that sense, because yeah, it didn't stop me from going to shows. I mean, I saw In the Heights and I saw Chicago. I saw a whole bunch and Mean Girls. I even saw Mean Girls and on the stage in person. It was it was fun. Filming and editing, they treat it like it's a real like a live broadcast. And I don't think anything is live, but I do think that a lot of it is, I mean, obviously a lot of it's recorded, but I don't think any of it is live. And then you really have to think about putting on a show for the at-home audience that also works like you're feeling like you're in the audience. There was the Spring Awakening documentary on HBO Max, the cast reunion, and then obviously Disney Plus's Hamilton, and those you've known rather. Yeah, I mean, even American Utopia that was on HBO, that felt like it was a show that I was there at, even though I didn't get to experience someone next to me just breathing in my ear. And in the case of the Fox Theater here in Atlanta, Georgia, someone talking all the way through Chicago. So much so that I had to tell an usher, and he allowed us to move to the pit and sit literally in front of the stage, one of the greatest seats in the house, probably the greatest seat in the house, which is fantastic. The 18-month shutdown because of the pandemic really put a damper inside of the Broadway's plans. In fact, I think it was the most hit industry of the entertainment industry. TV shows and movies and music and everything could obviously go out and do their stuff, but you couldn't bring people into into a theater, and they had to keep pushing back the return date, and it really felt like Broadway was never going to come back. Like, you could go to a concert outdoors and have a good time. You could wear a mask in a movie theater and still enjoy the movie, but it really felt like Broadway was on the outs. But they found out a way to do it with recording these shows. They found out a way, Broadway HD, to put on Broadway HD, and people can rent these programs and watch them, and even streaming for Hamilton and on HBO Max with the Spring Awakening cast reunion, which was not good in my eyes. So yeah, it was good, and hopefully Broadway can now turn point to the stage as well as online and really focus on both avenues. So that they can broaden their audience, which would work. And speaking of broadening audiences, why don't you subscribe and check out one of our other videos? Of course, you can head on over to the website where I will hopefully one day talk to some Broadway people, but for now I talk to other famous people. You can follow us on social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at C+ Comedy. Follow me at Chad Black White. Listen to the Constitutionals podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And oh, I think I finally found my goggles. Nope, can't see.